Hi, this is Steve Goranson with Action Coach Business Coaching. Welcome to another Jacksonville Business Spotlight. Today we are going to be featuring Michael Boatman with META Painting Contractors. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So why don't we just get started here? Tell us a little bit about yourself, about your business.
Well, my name is Michael Boatman. I'm the CEO of META Painting Contractors. META Painting Contractor was born when we had the need with a sister company that we provide services in the custom and specialty market for just a different type of services in the painting and coating industry. And that's how we got going a little bit over 4 years ago now.
So tell us a little bit, who's your best customer?
Well, our best customer are contractors, project owners, building owners that are aligned in quality and professional services.
Okay. And so why would they choose you over competition? There's tons of painters out there.
Well, in the same way that there's tons of painters, there's certain criteria that you need to have in a painting and coating project. A professional crew taking care of the job, the quality that's going to be delivered. So having that right balance in between both is what makes us very different.
How has the COVID-19 crisis, how has that affected your business?
Well, it's affected us in different areas, especially with our team, with our customers. That's been the biggest challenge for us, how to be able to operate in a safe environment for our team, first of all, and then how can we control the environment in which we're working at somebody's home or at somebody's office. And that's been the biggest challenge for us, how to be able to set the proper steps, the proper procedures in place, and everybody follow them, not only us, but also the people that we're in contact with in our different projects. Because again, we service new construction, custom new construction, residential, and then the office commercial market. And there's a diversity of different people with us in the buildings or in the spaces at the same time that unfortunately are not in the same awareness or with the same concerns that we have regarding the COVID.
So what specific pivots have you had to make that in doing your business now that's different than how you would interact with customers before?
Well, our processes and the way that we are approaching every day the job, it's slowed down. We're not in a production mode like we would, delivering quality still, but we have to produce. But we can't be at that speed. We have to take proper steps to ensure that everything we're doing it in the right way, but at the same time is being able to provide the safety that we're all looking for. That's been a bit of a challenge. The best way we've been able to manage that is just putting the steps in place, training everybody, retraining everybody, huddling every day, and then just slowing it down.
So are there any other major pivots that you had to do to keep the business going and being able the quality of services that you've been doing?
A lot of Zoom meetings now, having first contact with customers. I've had customers that we FaceTime their projects, right, just to make sure that it's a project that will meet our criteria before we actually make initial contact or go to the property. You know, when we're visiting the property for estimating purposes or inspection purposes, then, you know, we're wearing, you know, our face masks, you know, we're wearing gloves. You're usually using booties. If we can obviously walk barefoot inside the house in our socks, then we're using booties. And a lot of people have appreciated that very much. It's been expressed time and time because we're not contaminating their space. We're not trying to bring stuff into their homes.
And I think that's the most important thing right now is putting those steps that you had in, is making your clients feel comfortable, especially the ones when you're going into their home.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when we're recently finishing one of the projects that started just when the COVID crisis started in January, and we're still working in that project. It's a residence, it's a custom residence, so we're going in and there out every single day. Nobody's gotten sick. Everything's been well. Everything's been contained because of the processes. And, it pays off. It pays off.
They say that smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from others' mistakes. So maybe you could share any mistakes that you've made along the way right now that you could help some entrepreneurs so that they don't step in some of those footsteps that you left.
I think one of the biggest mistakes that I've made, and I'm always looking and talking about everything that happens every day in our projects with customers, or what happens in the office end, in the project end, or our personal lives. We can just make something out of it every day. This particular one, I'm still owning up to it because when you come through the path that we've come, that it is important for you to get going and figure out systems, processes, procedures, et cetera, because you'll never have it perfect when you're getting going. This is something that you have to develop. And once you develop them, there's standard operating procedures and you have to be strict to stick to them because those are your procedures.
Yep.
And I made the mistake because we were in the growing pains phase that we needed more supervisory personnel. So I shifted somebody that a supervisor had tracked, and we had a consistent tracking, very promising person. And we promoted that person to a semi-supervisory role.
Mm-hmm.
And just to come to find out, then unfortunately, he was just not having the characteristics of being able to work or manage people.
Okay.
And there, we had to pay the price. No problems with the job. Everything came along. Just took a little longer. People will just, a little upset of how things managed in the project, but that's part of all of us human beings working as a team.
Right. And the most important part on your end is you owned up to it and the client was happy in the end.
Yeah. I mean, the client never noticed. I
Right.
mean, like nothing ever happened, but us internally, we track everything, and we're always looking to improve not only production, but also the environment of the team.
So what's the thing that's inspiring you most these days?
Right now, I would say that the most important thing for me, besides my family, besides my team family, I call them, which is my team and their families, that, it's just part of the family that we always
Extended family.
Yeah. What keeps me going is just being able to take a step, looking back at the travel journey that we've had from where we started to where we're at, and knowing that all that hard work is kept on paying off. And if we keep on doing what we've been doing, we know where we're going to end up. And
Mm-hmm.
that just keeps on motivating us every day.
What's been the benefit to you of working with a business coach?
I've always found it very beneficial because regardless of the experience or preparation that you have, it is always good when you're in a position that not many people can come to hold you accountable for something. You pay the price of your mistake. Well, it's good to be able to have somebody that you can consult with, somebody you can share with, somebody that knows what the vision and the mission and what is going to be the end goal, and with their experience and them seeing it from an outside point of view, able to gear you and take you to where you're looking to get. For me, that's been, just outstanding, because we able to see it, quarter after quarter. We've been just able to just keep it tracking and tracking it. We're not perfect, as you know, we've had some really rough weeks when we're just like overwhelmed with work.
So Michael, I want to thank you for joining us today. And if anybody wants to contact Michael at META Painting Contractors, his contact information is there on the screen. So give him a holler. Thank you again, Michael, very much. Thank you very much for joining us.
A pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, take care. Bye.